ISUPK.
All I ever wanted was to be a gangster. Little did I know I was in danger. Decisions that I made provoked the Lord's anger. Prayed to him all the time, but I was just a stranger. All I ever wanted was to be a gangster. Little did I know I was in danger. Decisions that I made provoked the Lord's anger. Prayed to him all the time, but I was just a stranger. All I wanted was to be a gangster. And shot call to be known with them niggas letting shots off. Either that or the right hand to the top dog. Funny how we see vanity, not the lives lost. Can't be focused on a life that's hopeless. Out there pumping, not knowing the Lord will kill you for that hocus pocus. Used to roll with niggas that cook dope with weaponry. Same ones claim they love you, I had your life in jeopardy. And I know my mother wants success for me, but that G should take a girl straight to ecstasy. Remember running with
Live, we are the ISUPK coming on Water 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander Jenny Ahana. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians understand the situation that we're in. Here in Minnesota, I've seen more tent cities than I've seen in my whole life. Here. And it's so bad. The way that you see the tribe of Gad, the Native American Indian, I mean, they got whole areas where it be like 30 tents. You know, look at that. Ain't this supposed to be one of the richest states? Because the average annual salary of a white person here is $78,000 a year. And that's the average. That's not even talking about, you know, the upper crust, you know, white people. This is the average right here. The average for blacks here is like $34,000 annually, and $34,000 ain't a whole lot here because everything is so high here. You know what I'm saying? Down where I'm from, $34,000, you know, you doing all right. You know what I'm saying? You doing all right. But here, you know, $34,000 is kind of, you know, you just skimming poverty right there. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, you know, give me Leviticus 23 and verse 33. That's one of the reasons why we shouldn't invest in this place like that. We shouldn't be thinking, you know, we buy a house, we gotta sit there and think, you know, this is still a temporary situation right there in that house. You're not passing that house down 3 or 4 generations. You're not doing that. Those days is over with right there. Of passing your house down to your grandchildren. I mean, when was the last time you seen that in America, period?
Sponsorship service, helping brothers get their records.
When was the last time you seen that in America, period? 3rd generation home in the black community. They build a highway, you gotta get up and move. You gotta leave. And then they make it so hard on you to where, you know, say if you make it under $34,000, you can't even really afford to even have a place for real. You can't even really say you working, you making you know, you making $25,000. You know, and I don't see too many sleeping room situations or efficiency apartments here. So man, you in a bad situation. Go ahead, give me that 23 and 33. The pink oppressor is the devil that the Bible speaks of.
That's right.
Leviticus chapter 23, verse 33. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, saying, The 15th day of this 17th month shall be the Feast of Tabernacles.
That's going to be this Monday coming up. Y'all need to come, you know, with the ISUPK and celebrate the Feast of Tabernacles so you get a better understanding of how you're positioned here in America. You know what I'm saying? And how you're supposed to gather to your own people. That's a feast that the Lord ordained in Leviticus, the 23rd chapter, for blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians to keep every year. And it's a reason for it. It's a heavy reason for it. Go ahead.
The 15th day of this 17th month, so the 17th month shall be the Feast of Tabernacles for 7 days unto the Lord.
For 7 days unto the Lord. This feast lasts 7 days. Now, the Feast of Tabernacles causes you to think, you know, it causes you to think about your real situation here. It's not like the other days of the year, you know, the other weeks of the year. You might be kind of comfortable in this place, but the Feast of Tabernacles makes you, you know, have a heightened understanding that you're not comfortable here.
Right.
You're not living in a comfortable situation here, and this is not your home.
Right.
You know, your home is in Jerusalem, and somebody else is occupying that right now, making the land abominable. You know, but the time is going to come where, and it was going on like that during the time of Moses, because we wasn't in Israel during the time of Moses. We was in Egypt, just like we in this Egypt right now.
Right.
You know, during the time of Moses, you had all of these different nations making the land, you know, abominable and all of that. You know, everybody that's not supposed to be there was there. You know, but the time is going to come where the Most High is going to put the rightful people back in that land again, and He's going to get all the other nations up out of there. Go ahead.
Verse 35. On the first day shall be an holy convocation. Ye shall do no servile work therein.
You won't do no servile work at this time. It's best that, you know, if you can get off from work, take off work. Take off work and come and join, you know, get in the ISUPK, you know, sit there and do your reports weekly and become a trooper and be inside the ranks in this army right here, the army of the Most High.
That's right.
Matter of fact, give me Deuteronomy 28 and verse 65. The pig oppresses the devil that the Bible speaks of. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, understand your position here in America. Understand that, you know, the blacks, you know, Mexicans understand that blacks is your brothers. You know, Native Indians, the same thing. Because like what the brother was just bringing out, we too busy warring against each other. Black against black. Black against Mexican. Mexican against Native Indian.
You say you working?
Native Indian against Mexican.
No, I say I'm
Native Indian against
Give
black.
somebody who
So
need
on
it.
and so forth.
Give it to somebody who might need it. Let them know.
Yeah, I know somebody though.
Yeah, let them know, man, what we doing. It's for Black, Hispanics, and Native only. We helping them get their records clean.
Black, Hispanics, Native
Helping them
Indians.
get their
You got
records
to sit back
clean.
and think of why we're in tent cities.
Hey, thank you, brother.
Why we're in
Appreciate
tent
that,
cities.
man.
Appreciate you, brother. Thanks, brother. Why are we in tent cities? We are in tent cities because we're oppressed in this kingdom right here.
Right.
We're crushed up under the boot heel of America. That's why we in tent cities. Go ahead.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 65. And among these nations shalt thou find no ease.
Among these nations shalt thou find no ease. This is the reason why you bought that house, and then you wonder, and then down the line the bank got it now.
Right.
You know, this is the reason for that. You know, your woman got to be on Section 8. You know what I'm saying? And if you're a man, you can't be in the house, you know, unless she lose her Section 8.
Right.
Look at that. Now, can it be a more blatant display of racism?
Right.
Right? Of economic racism. They don't even want you to have a damn place to lay your head. They want you wandering in the street.
Right.
That's what they want. So now you can be a target for every damn body. That's what they want from blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, for us to be targets. So everybody can hunt us. Go ahead.
God. And among these nations shalt thou find no ease.
That's the situation that we are in right here. Because we didn't keep the Lord's commandments, His law, statutes, commandments. That's the reason why we in this situation.
Right.
Blacks, Hispanics, and they didn't. But here's the thing: the people that put us in this situation, they damn sure ain't guiltless, and the Most High He's gonna handle them.
Right.
He's gonna handle them in such a way to where a lot of us is gonna feel sorry for them. You know what I'm saying? But not in the ISUPK. Because when the pain is coming down on them, we understand that deliverance is coming for us.
That's right.
Nobody pities us when we get hung, lynched, and all of that. Nobody pities us. And the people that act like they pity us fool black people into, you know, thinking that, well, there are good white people and they're bad white people. When that is garbage. You know what I'm saying? You know, a person, you know, a nation is what they are.
Right.
That's that. They're just different faces of the same damn nation.
Right.
You know, you have the one that you cool with and all of that, but he hates you just like the one that obviously hates you.
Right.
He hates you the same damn way. They play both sides of the fence. Democrat and Republican, they both the same damn thing, for real.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The liberals and the right wing, they're the same damn thing. They're just different sides of the same coin.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's what that is. They're different sides of the same coin. If one of them abuse you, you go run into the other one. It's almost like the good cop, bad cop type of deal.
Right.
But in reality, what do they have in common? They both cops. They both cops. And both of them have the same agenda and the same plan.
Right.
It's to do you in and give you 100 damn years, you know what I'm saying, to life.
Right.
Yeah.
Come. Neither shall the sole of thy foot have rust, but the Lord shall give thee there a trembling heart.
A trembling heart. We got to worry about everything. That's one of the reasons why high blood pressure and all of that is so, is so common among us. High blood pressure and all the other diseases that come along with that. That's the reason why we got to worry about every damn thing. You got to worry about, how am I going to pay my rent? How am I going to pay this bill? How am I going to pay that bill? You and your woman arguing over bills.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Y'all at each other's throat over a damn bill. You can't tell me that's not oppression.
Right.
You can't tell me that's not oppression. And you said now shelling out all of this money for a house and a car that you don't even own. You know what I'm saying? You don't even own it. As a matter of fact, your possessions should be working for you. Instead, you're working for it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The car pimp you out every damn day. You know what I'm saying? That car a cold Mac, boy. You know what I'm saying? You think you pimping in the lack. The lack pimping, just pimping you with you in the lack. That's all that's going down. The lack is pimping you. Because if you sit there and decide, well, I'm gonna take off today. You go look at that car say, no, nigga, you get your ass up and you go to work.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Straight up. It's gonna get you up at 6 o'clock in the morning. Believe that. That thoughts are losing it. You know what I'm saying? And so will that crib, that house that you got. You do the same damn thing. You gotta pay the mortgage. You gotta get up and get. So you think you owning this stuff? You ain't owning this stuff. The stuff is owning you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You spending money on it. It ain't spending nothing on you. Go ahead.
Done. Failing of eyes and sorrow of mind.
What's that failing of eyes? That failing of eyes has to do with your hopes diminishing. You thought you was going to get that basketball scholarship until you turned 30. And then you realize, all hope concerning that is lost. So, your eyes have to do with your vision, you know what I'm saying? Not just physically, but your spiritual vision, your faith and all of that, you know what I'm saying? So when all of that stuff goes, you know what I'm saying? That's the dimming of eyes and and everything that happens in the spiritual, ends up manifesting itself in the natural. Right. So now you get blindness.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Now you go blind. Be it the fact it's diabetes or whatever the case is, you go blind. Your loss of hope. Go ahead. All right. No, give me Leviticus chapter 23 and verse 42. Pink oppressors, the devil that the Bible speaks of. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians understand when you're not wanted.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's like being in somebody's house, and they don't want you there. You know what I'm saying? But you sitting there trying to kick it anyway.
Right.
You bringing gifts. You know what I'm saying? You cooking. You know what I'm saying? You doing all kind of stuff. You cleaning the damn house to where it ain't even a spot nowhere. But the point of it is they just don't want you there. That's that.
Right.
You're a sensible person to be like, well, let me go somewhere else. But nah, we want to fight it tooth and nail to stay in this house. Right. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of stuff that you won't get if you don't separate. You know what I'm saying? The leaders damn sure ain't trying to have you to do that. Hell, the matter of fact, they want you to be controlled by everything. They want you to be controlled by your woman. And matter of fact, is concerning them, that's her chief job, is to make sure that you never get the strength to fight against him.
Right.
Ever. That's why they raise their sons to be weak. You see what I'm saying? So that the black men do not have the strength to go against anybody.
Right.
Because if you get the strength, what they gonna do? They're gonna start to punish her, like in Exodus when they beat the taskmasters. She's a taskmaster that they put up. That's why you got to get the control over your woman. You be her boss. You don't allow nobody to be her boss over you. You got to put it in a situation to where if your woman is out there working, you can now tell her to quit that job whenever you feel like it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Now that's you being the boss right there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But instead, they can call her in at any damn time. Y'all on date night. They can call her. Well, she packing up the dinner and all of that. She got to go. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no damn way nobody should have control over your woman like that. That's your job, your responsibility.
Right.
Go ahead.
Leviticus chapter 23, verse 42. Ye shall dwell in booths 7 days.
Ye shall dwell in booths for 7 days. Now think about this for a second. What did it say? The Lord made the children of Israel to dwell in booths. Ain't that following up?
Come.
Okay.
All that are Israel, Salakia, all that are Israelites born shall dwell in booths.
Now, there's something that the Most High is trying to teach us here. That's why you have the Feast of Tabernacles, which is also called the Feast of Booths.
Right.
Is to remind you that you are a stranger everywhere you go. You're not an American, dummy. You're not an American. You know what I'm saying? If you're American, then where your place at on the stock market? Where you at on the NASDAQ? You know what I'm saying? If you're American, right? Everybody else has a piece of this kingdom.
Right.
Where yours at?
Right.
Yeah, they could go. The Chinese man could be a proud American if he want. He owns a piece of this.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We own absolutely nothing.
Right.
1% of the what is it? One half of 1% of the wealth of this country? Yeah, we get jobs and we get paid and all of that. But at the same time, wealth is based on what you own and control. You know what I'm saying? You don't own and control nothing. Whenever they push the button on that, the dollar will be of no value.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's a house of cards. You sitting there with $1 million and no big, a couple of $1 million and no businesses. You know what I'm saying? Money gets made obsolete. What the hell you gonna do? You don't own or control nothing, right? You don't own or control anything. So what does that tell you? You are a stranger. You use the money as a tool. You use it as a tool. It doesn't make up who you are. Neither does that house. This stuff don't. And this is the ugly thing about blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. We believe that we gotta put on our self-worth.
Right.
That's what we believe. We believe we gotta put on, or we don't have no worth in ourselves until we put it on.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. That's one of the reasons why, brothers rock $2,000 chains and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Because we take all of that stuff off. We don't know what the hell to even do with ourselves, because this is what the society teaches us.
Right.
This society teaches us you got to do this and you got to do that. Well, if that's true, then answer me this question. When the white man first started coming to this country, how much wealth did they have? I'm not talking about the aristocracy of Britain and England and all of that. I'm talking about the ones that they set out to get slaves. You know what I'm saying? The ones that they set there to come and and colonize America. They were the white trash of Europe.
Right.
They didn't have no money.
Right.
They didn't have any of that, and majority of them couldn't read. They couldn't even read. They didn't have no money. They didn't have no education. They didn't have none of that. And the only resource they had is what their mother country gave to them. That was it.
Right.
Now, what did they do? But they put the value upon themselves when they didn't have nothing. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And what did they do? They took over this place.
Right.
Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, we got more than a reason to value ourselves, even if we broke.
Right.
Look into that Bible. That'll tell you where your value is at.
Right.
Because if you can't see it, as the saying goes, you can't see it, you can't be it. You know what I'm saying? You gotta, what did it say in the Apocrypha? Said they put crowns upon themselves.
Right.
Talking about the Greeks.
Right.
They put the crowns upon themselves. They came out the damn mountains.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Furry and grunting. You know what I'm saying? They put the value upon themselves. And went to take on the world. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, take it from the top.
Come. Leviticus chapter 23, verse 42. Ye shall dwell in booths 7 days. All that are Israelites born shall dwell in booths.
Another thing too, when people go out to war, when the armies go out to war, do they go out in houses? No, they go out in booths.
Right.
They go out in booths. They campaigning. The United States military, what do? They go up to these countries and they set up booths, right? And what we're dealing with is a spiritual war. You know what I'm saying? And then us dwelling in booths lets us know that we are strangers on the earth. We should always think like that. We should always move like that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's anybody would do that. Let me tell you, if some other race just took over white America right now, right? They conquered it, slain the people, all of that. The ones that's left, what will they do? Will they try and assimilate with them? No. What they will do is, the first thing the white people is going to do, they're going to run up in the mountains. You know what I'm saying? They're going to set up in the mountains, lick their wounds, you know what I'm saying? Repopulate, accumulate some resources and everything, come down from the mountain to take over. That's what they'll do. You know what I'm saying? Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, we got to understand, we done got wiped the hell out in this war. You know what I'm saying? We're not even, you know, Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are not even in the war. They talk about the race wars and all of that. We done lost that because as soon as the white man says, poof, we get scared and start killing each other.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's not a sign of somebody that's at war. That's a sign of somebody that got their ass kicked in war already.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So what should we do? Regather our forces through the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge, so that now the Lord was look upon us and have respect for us, and to start to deliver us out of this captivity.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? That's how that works. The pink oppressor is the devil that the Bible speaks of, and all the other races are his confederates. And here, all of them get a piece of us.
That's right.
Can you pull that scripture, that body should be meat unto the fowls of the air and the beasts of the field? Like I said, the pink oppressor and all of his confederates are the devil that the Bible speaks of.
Right. That's right.
The whole, you know, the whole global economy is established off of us.
Right.
The whole global economy is established off of blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If we go up, everybody else goes down.
Right.
To different degrees. You know what I'm saying? But everybody else goes down. They go up, we go down. That's the dynamic. You ain't gonna be equal with nobody. You ain't never gonna be equal with anybody. Either you're gonna be way above them or you're gonna be way beneath them. It ain't no damn middle ground in this situation. There is no middle ground. Either you're gonna be above very high or you're gonna be brought down very low. The Most High is not gonna allow us to be equal.
Right.
When has it ever been equality here in America? You get the word equality. And you get to swirl and stuff like that and thinking you got, so you equal here. You know, you get a good job and all of that. Not even understanding that a person with, you know, 1/10 of the training that you got, you know, he get hired and he make just as much as you make.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And you vastly more experienced than him. He get hired in and make it what the hell you make.
Right.
So the sky's the limit for him, but for us the limit's the sky.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You hit the ceiling and you done, you going back down. Right. You know what I'm saying? You going straight back down. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Hell, y'all don't believe me. What happened to Bill Cosby?
Right.
What happened to him? What happened to America's dad?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? In the 80s, Bill Cosby was one of the most famous dudes. He was the epitome of what a dad should be.
Right.
Look at him now. You know what I'm saying? Look at him now. He went to prison. He got stripped of every damn thing. All of them women was able to sue him and take all of his money away from him. You know what I'm saying? And you know what? He's probably in tax trouble and everything right now when he ain't never been in tax trouble before. The IRS put whatever they want to on you.
Right.
Just like they did with Michael Jackson and said that he owed them $80 million. He ain't never been in tax trouble his whole damn life. He always had somebody to take care of that. But all of a sudden, once he started speaking out against the machine, all of a sudden now he's hit for $80 million, you know what I'm saying, in taxes. I mean, think about that for a second. After he died, they said Michael Jackson is in tax debt. He owes the IRS $80 million, picking his bones clean. You see what I'm saying? And just think about it. Just imagine everybody else that got rich, the people that own the right to his music. You know, that's one beast tearing at him. You know, the IRS is another beast. You know, all of the different stuff, the people that have his memorabilia and all of that, they eating his bones clean.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 26. And thy carcass shall be meat unto all fowls of the air.
Said thy carcass should be meat unto all the fowls of the air. Go ahead.
And unto the beasts of the earth.
And to the beasts of the earth. The beasts are nations. All the nations. Everybody is nations. Nations that ain't just a country. Nations are bloodlines of people. That's what a nation is.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Just like the Arabs. They're of the nation that comes from Ishmael. You know, who your father is what nation you are, regardless of where you're at on the earth.
Right.
You want an example? Wasn't Israel called the Israelites and a nation, but when they wasn't in Israel? You know what I'm saying? Moses never got into Israel. Ever. Never been there his whole life. Right. You know what I'm saying? Look at, and countless other ones. All the sons of Jacob, none of them ever made it into Israel, the land of Israel.
Right.
None of them never made it. Think about how many, thousands and thousands and thousands of Israelites that actually never made it inside there. You know what I'm saying? So how the hell that make you a nation just because you set up in the damn land? Right. You know what I'm saying? If I was born on a ship in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean, would that make me Atlantean?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Is that what that make me?
Right.
See how stupid that sounds?
Right.
That sounds silly right there. Go ahead.
And no man shall fray them away.
It means no man is gonna fray them away. If you have tried, But one thing that you don't hear of, you don't hear too much about, no black leaders or Christian church or whatever protesting against all the other races that have businesses inside the black neighborhood. They act like it's not even happening. You know what I'm saying? The Christian pastor, he's in 100% support of it. He go to the damn gas station and get all that chicken himself with his gluttonous ass. You know what I'm saying? While he take all your tithe money and spend it with every damn body else, and pretty much tells you to do the same damn thing. Telling you to worship and serve everything but the Most High. Telling you to love everything but the Most High and your people.
Right.
Even some of these leaders that were supposed to know for being like militant leaders and pro-black and all of that. Louis Farrakhan trying to put you up under your woman, saying that you're not even a man without a woman. He said you're not even a man without a woman. So I guess Apostle Paul wasn't a man, huh?
Right.
I guess Christ wasn't a man either, huh? Christ didn't have no wife. Christ didn't have no woman. He epitomized what a man is. Right. What a man is supposed to be.
That's right.
There's no greater example of what a man is supposed to be than Christ.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? No greater example at all. Now, if you need a woman and you so dependent upon a woman, then you need to really question your manhood in that situation right there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because the scriptures say for you not to give your strength unto a woman. You know what I'm saying? You don't give your strength to women. And if you figure that you need her, that's what you're doing. You're giving your strength to her. That's what you're doing. And then that stuff's not just gonna hurt you. You want to be a simp. That's your deal. But don't sit there and try and teach other men to do that garbage.
Right.
Louis Farrakhan, look at how and this is let me tell you another reason why these other religions hate black people so badly. Because when we join their religions, we try to blend it with Christianity. We go to Islam, we'll blend Islam with our great, it'd be Muhammad and our grandmother. You know what I'm saying? As our deities. You know what I'm saying? And what happens is now you run around with some boat suit and bow tie, which is not no Islamic clothes. You know what I'm saying? You run around, talking about, monogamy and serving a woman. They don't teach that garbage over there. You know what I'm saying? The Arab man, I have 20 wives. And you got one and can't even goddamn control her. But yet you claiming that you are what he is. And you wonder why he's pissed off at you at that damn gas station. And seeing you going in with your dumbass kufi on. You know what I'm saying? Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, this is our heritage right here. This Bible.
Right.
This Bible is our heritage.
Right.
This is our culture. This is our history book. This is our records. We don't have no attachment to Muhammad. We was Muhammad's slaves.
Right.
Back in the day. That's one of the reasons why Islam got so damn strong. What do you think they did? Nabbed up all the black slaves, turned them into Muslims, and made merchandise out of them. And they got filthy rich. Them and the Africans selling us, buying, selling, and trading us. And as a matter of fact, that's what the stock market is based on. The stock market is based on us. Right. They put it in different codes.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It'll be Planned Parenthood on there, but they'll put it under an assumed name, under another name, so you don't know what it's talking about. That's the reason why stock language is so hard to understand. Right. We don't speak that language at all. When they say stock in such and such is 38 cents, in our mind, 38 cents, you know what I'm saying? That's a quarter, a dime, and 3 pennies. But not in stock language. No, it's not that in stock language. And the people that understand stock language know what it's really talking about. Right. That stuff was closed out to us so we wouldn't understand it. You see what I'm saying? It was done like that on purpose. So now you got Planned Parenthood and you got the prisons and stuff like that. All of these independent, different prisons, all of that stuff is on the damn stock exchange. All of it. Because the stock market was based on, you know, the people in the North going down to the South, you know, in the Civil War and all of that, winning against the South and taking all the proceeds from slavery and moving it up north to start Wall Street. That's what happened. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 26. And thy carcass shall be meat unto all fowls of the air, and unto the beasts of the earth, and no man shall fray them away.
No man is going to run them off. No man is going to stop them from eating you. Only Christ is going to do that.
Right.
That's it. Only Christ is going to stop them from eating blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians.
Right.
The black leaders and all of that, they're not going to, they're profiting off of it themselves. And they hate black people.
Right.
They can't stand black people.
Right.
And they sat there and covered each other and want each other's positions, you know, just like Jesse Jackson somehow, you know, took the reins after Martin Luther King and all of that. You know what I'm saying? They, you know, they can't stand black people and they want a piece of, you know, they want to own some slaves themselves.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They want to get rich off blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Go ahead. Okay, let's go to Jeremiah 29 and 5. The big oppressors, the devil that the Bible speaks of, blacks,
right.
Hispanics, and Native Indians, put the love upon your brethren and upon yourselves.
Right.
Get some real, genuine self-esteem.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Put value upon one another. That's what we got to do. We got to value each other like everybody else does. See, here's the thing right here. When we value each other, we will know how to love one another way more than any other race knows how to love each other.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But here's the thing. When we don't know and don't care, we're going to hate each other more than the other races hate each other.
Right.
That's how it's going to be. Like I said, you know, there is no middle ground in this. Either you're going to be at the top or you're going to be at the damn bottom.
Right.
You know, the Most High is not an in-between God. You know what I'm saying? He's not that. He's you know, well, you can float in between and everything. You're making him look bad. If he allowed us to be equal with everybody else, you know that would make the Lord look bad. You know what I'm saying? If he allowed that, no. He wants his people to be all the way above everybody else. Right. So, you know, everybody else will start to bury their gods. You know what I'm saying? They start to realize that their gods ain't nothing. You know what I'm saying? You know, you notice when COVID hit in India, what did the East Indians start doing? Anybody know? They did, you know what I'm saying, Hispanic. I mean, come on, think about that. Hispanic, you can't even be called a damn Spaniard. You know what I'm saying? You called Hispanic. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have a subtitle. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have you gotta have another name. They don't even want to call you what the hell they even are. You know what I'm saying? And then they play games with you and everything because the white Hispanics can be called a Hispanic too, even though technically he's not. He's a Spaniard.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that even makes the confusion even worse. So now, like I said, you don't know what to go back to because you don't know what you are.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Could you imagine going into another city, but then you forgot where you lived at, your city, what city you are in? You know what I'm saying? Somebody asks you where you from, you're like, shit, I don't know. Imagine that. That's what's been on with blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians here. So you don't know where to go back to. You know, you don't know what to do. You don't know what the hell your culture is. You don't know who your people are. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Jeremiah chapter 29, verse 5. Build ye houses and dwell in them, and plant gardens and eat the fruit of them.
Now notice, we can't even own no damn land here.
Right.
In ancient Babylon, at least we could own some land.
Right.
But in this one, you try to own some land here, you're gonna go through all kind of stuff.
Right.
And then think about it. When we were after World War I, you know, brothers received a little bit of land, but what happened? The whites come through, start gassing our crops. You know what I'm saying? You had the sharecropping. you know, sharecropping going on to where, you know, now they own that land, and hell, they got a new kind of sharecropping now. They call it mineral rights.
Right.
You can buy a piece of land, but whoever owns the mineral rights gets the proceeds from the land. So now, pretty much, you just a sharecropper again. You growing stuff, and you got to pay them. You know what I'm saying? You got to pay somebody else.
Right.
You can't. So now, you know, now you got to try and sell whatever it is that you got. You know, which racism is going to be played against you in that too. So therefore, what you're going to have to end up doing a lot of time is just selling the land you got, just cutting your losses, and that's that. You know what I'm saying? Your children won't have any land to inherit. That's how it goes with blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. That's why we can't make this place our rest. You know what I'm saying? Even in this ancient Babylon, we knew there was a time, you know, we knew to still set our mind on Jerusalem. We only gonna be here 70 years, you know, so let's, you know, put our mind on Jerusalem and everything, see what we're gonna do and start making preparations to get back there, you know. But here, we don't know where the hell we from. We just stuck in this American soup, you know what I'm saying? We just swirling in the stew here and being destroyed and ate up like chunks of meat, you know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Verse 6, take ye wives, and beget sons and daughters, and take wives for your sons.
See, we had structure here. And the Most High said, you know, take ye wives and get, you know, have sons and daughters, right? What are they teaching us here? Somebody sit there and say, well, girl, you ain't got a sister say to another sister, you ain't got no kids, girl? That's good. Think about that. Think about how destroyed you got to be in order to have a mindset like that. You got to be super destroyed.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it's not her fault. It's not all her fault. It's the society that she's in that tells her this stuff and makes her think that she can't raise no children. You know what I'm saying? That persuades her to put her man out the damn house.
Right.
You know? That persuades her to, you know, to raise her boys and girls in opposite positions. Raise the girl as a boy and the boy as a damn girl. You know what I'm saying? That's what's going on in this society. Go ahead.
And take, Selected, and give your daughters to husbands, that they may bear sons and daughters, that ye may be increased there and not diminish.
Right. Because you got, in order to have a community, you gotta have children, you gotta have people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
In order to have a kingdom, you gotta have people.
Right.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? I mean, that's, you know, you have a whole lot of educated blacks and everything that talk about, you know, women that have children. Like, what they really said is they don't want you to have no children.
Right.
And these supposed to be the upper crust of black people that's running around saying this. You know what I'm saying? These black people that make over 6 figures, that make 6 figures and above, that are saying that. Why can't they take, you know, a piece of their income and all come together and start to provide for them children so that they can populate? They won't do that because they don't give a damn about their race, and they believe that the race, that the world is better without you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They believe that, you know, they're that talented 10th mentality. You know what I'm saying? Like, they believe that 90% of blacks ain't worthy of even living.
Right.
But they believe that they are just because they make a certain amount of money and got a certain amount of education. That stuff never works. They've been doing that, trying to pull that garbage, that Darwinism garbage, the whole time we've been in America. You know, black people come out with the Blue Vein Society, where you had a bunch of light-skinned blacks. You know, if you could see the blue vein in your arms, then you could be part of that society because it means you're real light-skinned.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You know, all of that stuff failed big time. You know what I'm saying? And all of these other societies and everything, little sub-societies that they try to come up with, all of that stuff failed. That black elitist garbage failed big time. Go ahead.
Verse 7, and seek the peace of the city.
Okay, drop that. Give me Deuteronomy 28 and verse 43. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians understand where you're at and what time you're in. Celebrate the Feast of Tabernacles. Come to the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge and learn the importance of your culture and your history, who you are, and where you're going. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead. 43.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 43. The stranger that is within thee shall get up above thee very high.
This is one of the reasons why in a
You got 10. So like,
what is
I said you got 10.
10?
Yes, I made a mistake.
Okay. This is one of the reasons right here that integration is wrong. Can you read that part again?
Come. The stranger that is within thee shall get up above thee very high.
Who is the stranger? The stranger is the non-black, Hispanic, and Native Indian person. Blacks and Hispanics can be in the same neighborhood together. One of us is not going to get far above the other.
Right.
It's not going to happen. We'll all be in the same, crap hole. You know what I'm saying? Look at New York. Where you got blacks and Hispanics, blended together. Them two together is not, neither one of them is struggling for who's gonna get the wealth there or none of that. We in the same damn situation there. While the African is, high above us there. Right. You got Arabs running around acting like they Puerto Ricans. Right. You know what I'm saying? They Arabs and owning all the damn stores. Right. Got you, trying to hit on your woman every time she come in their damn store. Right. And here's the thing about it. You better not even look like you're gonna say anything to one of they damn women. Right. All of them will come together to kill you. Right. You know what I'm saying? But this is the disrespect that they have for black, Hispanic, and Native Indian men. They'll sit there and try to make her their damn concubine. You know what I'm saying? And it's your woman. Go ahead.
And thou shalt come down very low.
This, like I said, this is the reason why integration, one of the reasons why integration is evil. Because anybody that we integrate with is going to get up above us very high. Right. You know what I'm saying? You ever notice, look at every wave of immigrant that comes to this place. You know what I'm saying? They seem like something foreign and alien at first. Next thing you know, they done moved up the ladder in society. Yep. That's why the pyramid is so famous among people that love ancient Egypt. Because you got the bottom of the pyramid that holds up the structure to everything at the top, right? That means you got to have a permanent underclass, right? Ain't that what that means?
Right.
You got to have a permanent underclass, and that permanent underclass is blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Right. We locked at the bottom of the pyramid. We talk about ancient Egypt and the pyramid and all of that, and we don't even understand what the pyramid means.
Right.
We don't even understand it. We marveling over damn a pyramid that you can't even do nothing with. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like it's got some type of damn super high technology in it or anything like that. Ain't nothing to benefit humanity in there, especially not blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. And we see damn Ponzi scheme, pyramid schemes, and still don't get the concept. And we fall victim. Here's the thing about it. We fall victim to the Ponzi schemes.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We were put here to be a permanent underclass.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So that's the reason why when foreigners come here, at first they might seem like they're on the same level with you, right? But then you'll notice something. 10, 15 years, where'd they all go? They moved up the class. They moved up in status. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
It was already set like that they would move up in status, and you would come down real low.
Right.
They put them in apartments and all of that, and have you in there with them. Next thing you know, they move you out and give it to them. You know what I'm saying? Next thing you know, it's full of them. And then when they move up the social ladder, they move you back in it. You ever notice that? Right. They move you right back in it. Right. After they done sat there and then took you out, moved them in, took you out. You know what I'm saying? They moved up into society, and then you get put back in there, and then the place becomes worse than what it was at first. You see what I'm saying? That's permanent underclass status.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Now think about it. If you're a permanent underclass, this is the reason why we got to try and run to get to what everybody else walks to.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
This is the reason why, if they can run, we got to be able to damn near fly. You know what I'm saying? We got to be able to do the damn near impossible just to get what they get for being average.
Right.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? To get what they get just for being average. Because we were labeled as a permanent underclass in America.
Right.
For the wealth building of white society, and now everyone else too. You know what I'm saying? Because think about it, if you didn't have all the other immigrants here, there would be no choice but for us to move all the way up in society, right?
Right.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because it'd be class number 1 and class number 2. To be honest with you, what will actually happen is that whole thing will flip around and we'll end up becoming the number one. Right. Just like we're doing the time of Black Wall Street. Right. You know what I'm saying? We ended up becoming the number one class. Right. You know what I'm saying? I mean, damn, I mean, this is crazy. Within a 40-year period. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't no super smart architects and all of that built up the Black Wall Street. These were slaves.
Right.
And a lot of them couldn't even read. Right. You know what I'm saying? And built, you know, as a matter of fact, it said that our money bounced in our own community 36 to 100 times. That's crazy.
Unheard of.
That's insane. You know what I'm saying? So just imagine how rich we were getting. You know what I'm saying? Look at all the inventions. You had, it was black car manufacturers. You know what I'm saying? It was several black car companies. And it's not just like the Black Wall Street concern in Tulsa, Oklahoma. This is going on all over the country.
Airlines?
Airline, yeah. It was a black airline. Hell, the airplane ain't been out that long. You know what I'm saying? It was black airlines. The airplane was damn new. You know what I'm saying? Hell, what else? What's a couple of other things? Black banks. There's all kind of black banks. Bus stations. It sure was. A lot of bus stations. Schools. 4 prominent universities. That's right. You know what I'm saying? 4 very prominent universities were around during the time of Black Wall Street. I'm talking about with the scholars that can compete on a global scale. Right. Not somebody that's going to school to get a goddamn job. These are people that's going to school to compete globally. Right. You know what I'm saying? That were smarter than every damn body else. You know what I'm saying? These black colleges, now think about it. I mean, 30 years ago, they couldn't even read. Right. 30 years prior to that, they couldn't even read. And ended up having some of the 4 of the top colleges on the earth, not just in America. So much so to where the other nations wanted to do business with us. Right. You know what I'm saying? The other nations, the Chinese and all of them wanted to do. If America totally cut us out of all the supplies, everybody else wanted to do business with us. Right. So we wasn't missing a damn thing. Right. You know, we wasn't missing nothing at all. And that pissed them off so damn badly. Right. One thing that we didn't have though, this is the thing right here. One thing that we didn't have was a military. Right. That was the one thing that we did not have. And matter of fact, that's one of the most important things. If you being separate, you know, that's what the Most High did. As soon as the Most High gathered, you know, us together under Moses, the first thing he did was form a military structure.
That's why that's why they bombed us, because they knew that was the next phase.
Right. That's what exactly. You know, that's why they bombed us. Right there. We were the very first people on the planet that they bombed. You know what I'm saying? Soon as the damn bombs, they started learning how to drop bombs from airplanes, we was the first people to get it. Right. You know what I'm saying? But that's the, like I was saying, that's the first thing the Most High did was set us in order. That's the thing that we didn't have in Black Wall Street right there. Right. But now you have a military. We have a military now, and that's in the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge. You have people that are strategic in thinking, that understand separation and understand strategy. You know, the do's and don'ts. You know, that's the thing that they lacked in Black Wall Street. That's the reason why they were so militarily easy to get overcome like that. Hell, that could have been us dropping bombs out of goddamn planes. Right. If we had a military, they would have been scared to even do that. Because they'll think, damn, if we drop bombs on them, then they're going to drop bombs on us. Right. You know, that's what keeps countries at bay from one. That's where the respect is. The respect, a lot of times, is based on what you can do to people if they do something to you. Right. If you want to attack somewhere, you'd be like, well, no, they got a hell of a military, so no, I'm gonna stand down on that. Right. You know, we'll deal with them another 30 years from now, something like that. You know, see what'll happen. But right now, they're way too strong for us to do anything. So now there is the respect. Right. You see what I'm saying? That's the respect now. If we had a military, they'd have been scared to even come through to try and bomb us or anything like that, because they're like, goddamn, well, they got planes and they got bombs, and their stuff's better than ours. Right. You know what I'm saying? So they'd have been like, nah, they would have been treating, you know what? They'd be treating us like America treats China today. Right. You know what I'm saying? America ain't trying to bomb a goddamn thing in China.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Or North Korea. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The North Korea, man, they told Mao Zedong, no, you can't be setting off no practicing your weapons and all of that. Mao Zedong told him to kiss his ass.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He set the damn things. He set them off right in front of their face and said, "What y'all gonna do about it?"
Right.
You know what I'm saying? What the hell y'all gonna do? And you know what America did? They act like they ain't even see that shit. You know what I'm saying? We are the ISUPK coming out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander General Hanna.
Right.
That's my time.